What up, YouTube? This is GeoSelf R1, and I'm giving you another rundown part list. This edition will be the Traxxas 116 scale E-Revo VXL. So I'm gonna wait for people to come in so we can start off this live chat. Give you a little history on the E-Revo and see what's going on. Long Island Speed, what's going on, brother? And we'll go a little bit of history on the this RC as well. So. And also just a little bit of hint of what's initially installed into the RC. In the description below, you're going to be able to see every part that I've done to this RC as of right now. Hey, what's going on, Nick? Lewis, LPRC, what's going on? You see, you guys get me in the morning and you get me in the evening. Warhawk Legend 69, what's going on? So people who are I guess overseas, depending on where they're at, if it's 9 o'clock where I'm at, 9:09, it's probably like 2 or 3 in the morning over there. So I know I got a lot of people overseas that check out the channel and see a few things on that. So I'll just give it a few more seconds, let people just start coming in and see what's going on. Cole, what's going on? Andrew, what's going on? I'm strolling, consider getting one of these. I love the trenchers. There's two different types of trenchers. You definitely gotta research which one you're gonna be utilizing when you do a trencher setup for the Mini E-Revo. Also, if you like the live video streams, definitely give me a thumbs up. It does help on my channel and does syndicate it a little bit better. So a lot more people are be able to get in on the live feeds and a lot of Q&As, and there's a whole bunch of things that just pop up. You never know when I start doing these live rundown list things that I've been doing. Warhawk Legend 69, Geo, you play Assassin's Creed? Any good? It's pretty good. It's 9:09 here. Then you're on the East Coast. Alus LPRC says, I just received my lowering arms for my Fortec today from Hot Racing. I'm still going to wait for the Traxxas stuff to come out. I think I'm just going to possibly wait. There's a few things I want from the Traxxas line, but the Hot Racing is pretty inexpensive. Burnout 62, what's going on? Long Island Speed. Gonna be nice this weekend. Can't wait to head out to Cavalton and make some runs. Hopefully you make the best of the warm weather. I'm probably bringing my motorcycle to get the water pump taken care of. So if it's gonna be 50 degrees, I'm definitely gonna take the motorcycle out. Michael Wilson, okay, won't miss it. Won't miss you this time. Kareem Blake. These cars are so much fun. Always sell one and buy another one. When I give you the history of this E-Revo, you're just gonna crack up. RC Robot 2. I just got my E-Revo today. This is a mini. This is the MERV, as they call them, or the mini E-Revo, or the 116 scale E-Revo. Nick Lewis, you're always getting new parts. You always gotta buy new parts, man. This is like an addiction. Traxxas has new color turnbuckles for the Fortec posted on their site. Yes, that's why I'm very interested in going with those type of colors. Anyway, so let's start this off. All right, so now you're looking at the Traxxas 116 scale E-Revo, and I'm going to give you a little bit of history with this RC. So when I got this RC possibly 5 years ago, and it was not, I repeat, it was not a mini E-Revo. In actuality, this RC, let me just move this light somewhere back. So primarily when I ended up getting this RC, this was in actuality mini gravedigger, and I definitely wanted to. Is it better with the light behind it or without the light? I'm not too sure if how you guys are seeing this. So Patrick, what's going on? Patrick Houston. So yeah, no, right, don't buy it. Nice as always. Oh, RC for life. Yeah, thank you very much. So this was a mini E-Revo, and when I started doing the no, the mini gravedigger, and when I started doing when did you come out like that? 2010, possibly 2011. I don't even know. So let me see. What Phil Armstrong says. Evening, Geo. Do you when a 116 Summit? Do you own 116 Summit? No, I do not. Well, I'll go into that little bit of history in a quick while. So when I ended up doing a voting thing, and if you guys have been watching my channel for a long time, I ended up voting on the mini Gravedigger. Should I get should I transform this mini Gravedigger, which is a two-wheel drive, to the 1/16 scale E-Revo? And voting started happening a lot more, and I ended up changing it out to this. I did acquire another mini Gravedigger, which I'm gonna customize, one day or another. But I do have one for nostalgia reasons on 1/16 scale. All right, so we're gonna wake up. So that's pretty much a little bit of the history. Now, this was supposed to be the rival to another channel that's out there, and the channel that's out there is a really good friend of mine, Dark Eclectic Heart, and his name is Jason and stuff like that. So when he ended up building his, he used to message me all the time. He would like, because he loves his RC, and he has his own Merv out there, and he never, every single time he came across and saw I never took care of this RC. Look how bouncy that is, Jesus Christ. Do you still have your 100 mile per hour Rustler? Yes, you gotta check out the video that I did. I'm doing every one of my RCs. In the last week, I think I've busted out 14 videos, and the Rustler's on there. I think that was the first video that I busted out for the part list rundown. So so he was very upset. He was like, "You need to upgrade this. What's the matter with you? This is the mini E-Revo, and that's one of his flagship RCs, as opposed to his Rustler VXL. He has his other RCs that are out there, and one of his flagship, funniest RC out there is the 1/16 scale E-Revo." All right, so I'm gonna work my way around the RC. Like I said, the description is at the bottom, so you'll see everything that's in this RC, and give me your opinion of what upgrades you would like for me to do, other than what upgrades I'm going to talk about. All right, so these are the Proline trenchers. These are not the Proline trenchers with the bead locks. I decided not to get that. When I ended up doing that, this thing is just one of the main reasons why I never had any luck with this RC, because when you turn the servo, it never turns back. Here we go. Turn it back. All right. So, I didn't get the bead locks because I thought it was too heavy for the drive shaft, so I ended up getting the regular ones that are glued on. As you can see, I have the green nuts that are in there to go with the same theme. I do have the green clips. A lot of people want you to drill a hole into your body and have it set up like that. I don't do that for the reason that they're very cheap. So 9 times out of 10, they won't pop out. I have it for the front and rear. If you're looking at the front of the RC right now, you're going to notice I have an RPM black bumper. Also, you're going to see that I ended up leaving the green links that I had for the Traxxas Gravedigger, but I ended up getting RPM arms and RPM carriers for the front and rear. We'll get to the rear available in a few. On the body side, this is the Traxxas Mini E-Revo prographix body. Also, I ended up going with the theme of painting it green. If I flip this car to the side, to behind it, you're gonna notice that I still kept the green turnbuckle over here. The rear arms are from RPM also, and the hub carriers are also from RPM. The bumper is from RPM, and the wheelie bar is from Integy. I ended up going with the carbon fiber wing, which a lot of people don't like to put that on for the reason that it's a little bit pricier than the regular wing, but and it scratches up because the minute this thing flips around a lot, and people damage the wing very quickly, so they opt to go with the regular plastic one. So let me take off the clips. So this is what the clip looked like. So I think it matched up pretty well. So as I take off the lid, as you can see, everything has been painted by me and me alone. All right, so now we're looking at the internal parts of this RC, and you're going to see this big cover piece. This is a Dusty Motors Shroud, and when Dusty Motors was able to have their Shroud sets up for the 1/16 scale RCs, like the Summit, like the Gravedigger, like the E-Revo, all the other 1/16 scale RCs, this fits perfectly and matches identical to what the theme I wanted to have on this RC. Once again, I love Dusty Motor Shrouds because I have accessibility to all my parts with the zipper. But that being said, I'm going to take off the shroud right now from the Velcro. All right, so I'll leave you right there, and we're going to look at the internal components of my Mini E-Revo. We'll start from the front and work our way back, and what upgrades I'm going to be doing, because I am going to be finishing this car finally, just because of Jason from Dark Ecliptic Heart. So, shock covers, front and rear. That's from badhorsey.com. I have dual servos. I realistically wanted to have one servo, one high torque servo from Savox. The whole RC is stainless steel, other than these screws right here. Most you really those are specific screws for the rock shocks, so I had to get that, regular metal instead of stainless steel. This was a brush system. Now I'm rocking the Valenian system for this. You can run the batteries in parallel to give this a long. Is it parallel? I believe it's parallel. I'm sure it's parallel. To give it longer run time, it does give you a little bit of power. The the receiver that I put in here is a brand new TSM receiver. So I wanted to have that just for a little bit more stability on the 1/16 scale RC. And the batteries, I do not have any batteries for this. That's where the history comes to play. I have never driven this RC in 6 years, I would say, since I've been customizing this one. I've never once driven it. Why? Because I've never completed it. And this has just been an ongoing process. And every year I start putting more and more and more parts. I have never been able to drive this RC. I do have a bash body for the RC, and I do have a bash wing for the RC, and also I have another pair of trenches as well for this RC, but I've never, ever driven it. I've heard so many good things about the Mini E-Revo. I made this Mini E-Revo to match up my big 1/10 scale E-Revo, but I've never been able to fully drive this to see how exactly, what breaks and what happens, with this RC. I was gonna do a donation thing to where you can donate to parts to get this totally up and running. And we're talking about 5 years ago. I was gonna do 5 or 6 years ago. I was gonna do something like that when I changed it out from the Gravedigger to this, and I was like, you know what? It is what it is. A lot of people, try to do donations to get their channels shouted out and everything like that. I shout you guys out regardless. So that's the cool thing. What am I planning to do with this? Well, you know what? Let's go into a few of the comments that have been set below. Bum. Let me see. RC Robot 2, does the bottom of the Merv get scrapped up bad? If I driven it, I would probably do it, but that would be an upgrade that I'm going to talk about in a few. Warhawk Legends, 14 cars filmed, like 26 to go. Laughing out loud. Yeah, I know, right? Let me see. Patrick Houston. Yep. And I did just one like that, all in white, with the Jayco foams. I see a lot of people do that Jayco foam setup on there. RC Robot 2, thanks. Nick says, I have those clip things. I drilled them, but they ripped out. So the random holes in my body. It looks like body shots. Michael Wilson, sell it. I'll go into a little bit of a history of me selling RCs, but we'll talk about that in a few seconds. Nick says, have you ever thought about the uh, anodizing the motor in the green can? Possibly. Tim Murphy, what spring colors are on it? I think those are stock springs. But now I'm going to talk about the upgrades that I'm going to be doing. So here's the good thing: your boy Geo has been able to get a part list down and go over everything that I want to have on this to complete it. So as you can see in the back, it is a green Integy wheelie bar, you know, and if you look closely, this thing is never wheelie. But I ended up doing a little bit of research, and I would say either in April or May, everything on this RC will be green Integy parts. I'm talking about green Integy fan. The rockers are going to be green. The shock caps are going to be the shocks are going to be totally different. The shocks are going to be piggyback shocks. The shock mount is going to be green. The rockers in the front are going to be green. What else is going to be green? The transmission case will be green. The mount will be green. The motor mount and everything like that. The plate will be green. Also, other things that I'm going to be changing out green. Probably the most likely, I'm going to say I'm 90% sure the wing holder or whatever the hell, the wing mount is going to be changed out to aluminum green. uh, and we're looking underneath. Over here is going to be changed out green. The servo savers or the servo covers are going to be changed out green. All this is going to be green aluminum. All this is going to be green aluminum. All of this is going to be green aluminum. Now you guys are probably wondering, why would I want to do all of this green aluminum? Because it's going to get scratched up. In actuality, it will not get scratched up because incorporating with that, I'm going to be setting up this RC with a company called T-Bone Racing. A lot of my RCs have T-Bone Racing. And what T-Bone Racing does is it protects the bottom of the chassis, it protects this part of the chassis to where it connects to the bumper, and also it protects the rear. I think there's a little bit of modifications I'm gonna have to do over here because it stops the rear arms from not going all the way down on articulation. So I got to look into that. Possibly yes, possibly no. I'm not too sure. The body mounts will also be aluminum from Integy as well. So this car will be fully Integied out, and at that point, the other things I'm going to be changing out is the drive shafts. The center drive shafts will be changed out. I'm not too sure which company I'm going to go with. Integy does make drive shafts for this. I might just go fully Integy out. I know MIP does not make a setup for this, or maybe they do. I've never seen it. And you have other companies like Hot Racing and stuff like that that do a setup like that to where they have their own components that you can install in there. But if I'm going to make this fully Integeed out, I would think I would go with the steel drive shafts from Integy. Uh, Let me see what's going on with the Q&A. Phil Armstrong says, would you run paddle tires on your E-Revo? Which one? 110 scale or this one? Nick says, to get the wheelie bar to spin longer, lightly loosen the two nuts. So these two nuts, and it will spin. I mean, not too bad of a spin, I think. I could definitely loosen that up. Thanks for the tip. Let me see. Lewis LPRC says, only bad thing about Integy is it takes a long time to restock their parts. Not when you're connected. Tim Murphy, what do you think about the weight? Because I have a problem with it. Well, here's the thing with this RC, and some people do it, some people don't. A lot of people get the bead locks for the Merv, which adds on a tremendous amount of weight. Now, when I'm utilizing the aluminum parts that I'm going to be upgrading for that, it shouldn't add as much weight as people think because it is aluminum. Now, where I'm going to start getting more and more weight on this RC is when I start doing the piggyback shocks, because now I'm throwing more liquid into the shocks. I will start developing a little bit more weight. I will start developing a little bit more heat once the transmission is going to be changed out. And also I will be developing more weight once the center and the front and rear drive shafts are changed out. So that's when I'm going to start developing a little bit more weight. Now, once I get rid of these servos, it's only going to be one side. I'm not going to need a dual servo setup for the reason that the servo that I'm going to be getting will have enough torque to push the RC wherever I want it to go. Now, as for the system that's in here, like I said, I've never driven with this RC. I have no idea what's the capabilities of the Mini E-Revo, but I do have to get a parallel. See, I hate the fact that Traxxas came out with new connectors because it just shows how old this is. And also I have to buy some batteries. So yeah, that's going to be something that needs to be done. Most likely I'm going to contact my boy Jason. I haven't heard from him in a while. I don't know if he's alive or dead. Usually he's alive, but he's has a lot of physical issues, ailments that happen through him out the ears, especially his back. So I'm not too sure if he's physically up to par to be doing any type of RC stuff in the near future. Either that or he's just on hiatus or hasn't collected any more parts for his RC. So let me zip you guys up because it should be simple. There we go. And there goes the body, which once the body goes on, as you can see, well, the body's not, okay, the body's entirely on. As you can see, it does cover up, all your internal components, for that. So if you guys are ever interested in going to get Dusty Motor Shrouds, definitely check them out. I've worked with that company a few times because I order so much stuff from them that their customer support has always been excellent throughout the years of me utilizing them. So let me just clip these guys back in, and I'll just go over my last set of Q&A, and that will complete the segment on the Rustler, and you give me an idea of what would you like for me to do with the Rustler. I mean, with the E-Revo. Now, one person said to me, why don't I put the tracks like I had on the bigger E-Revo on the mini E-Revo? And I thought about that. I thought about putting the tank tracks on the mini E-Revo just like its father, the big E-Revo. If you guys have never seen that, go on my Instagram page, look for my E-Revo, or look all the way down to my pictures, and you'll be able to see the bigger E-Revo with the Insta-G tracks. And also, if you go to Google Plus, you'll be able to see the bigger E-Revo with more pictures of with the tracks on. So let me see. Yeah. The diffs will break with aluminum drive shafts. It will be steel drive shafts, and the diffs I will be changing out definitely because they don't have it. Ivan B, what's going on? Any chance you'll be doing a slash 4x4 parts video list? You are giving a lot of exciting tips and advice. Great work, bro. Yes, I will be doing something like that, but you know what? I'll give you a little sneak preview of this. Alrighty. Main reason why I haven't done a part list thing yet, because here is my slash 4x4, which is pretty much decimated at this point, and there's a lot of things that need to be done. I mean, I can go over a part list in the next video and stuff like that, but it definitely does need to be rebuilt and stuff with a lot of things. The trenchers have to be put on. I cleaned out the whole system. I have to put in the new RPM parts on that. So that will be on an up and coming video very soon. I'm going through each and every one of my RCs. Some of my RC videos that I'm going to be doing an upgrade video on have been, what can I say, have been never upgraded. So there will be quick videos. It will just showcase that I own them. Like my drag car. I would love to do that. That's an RC I would love to do a donation video because parts on that on cheap, and I never did anything with it when I bought it. So let me see. Um, Jay, sad you haven't drove it. Gio, come on. The reason why I've never driven it is because I never had a motor and ESC, and then finally I was able to produce a 1/16 scale motor and ESC. So I do have a run body. I do have wheels and everything like that. So I will be doing something like that very soon. Platinum 015. It's a mini E. Is the mini E-Revo worth it? Um, I think the platform for the mini E-Revo is an excellent platform. Um, it it's it's very intricate in working on the mini E-Revo, because the way the drive shafts are set up on the diff and everything like that. Is it worth it? I mean, it's a cool RC. I think for a few bucks more, you can go with a 110 scale. But this thing rips, from what I understand, because I've driven. Okay, don't get me wrong, I've driven a mini E-Revo. This I have not driven. Tinsley Smith, what's going on, my friend? I haven't spoken with you in a while. I still check out your videos. Lewis, yeah. So you guys ever get the opportunity, definitely check out Tinsley Smith's videos, because I've been a subscriber to him for a while now. So definitely cool stuff that he has over there. Lewis LPRCs. I have to work my slash 4x4 LCG. I haven't touched it in over a year. Yeah, the slash is one of the best ones. It's still better than my slash. Elijah, what's up? Platinum, thanks for the response, my guy. No problem. Look, I'll give you a quick thing, with the internal parts that I have over here. Everything is pretty much disconnected on the slash 4x4. I mean, there's internal components. I mean, there's my Techno drive shafts, 17 millimeter hexes. Here's my Techno RC stuff. If you guys ever get the opportunity, a lot of people don't even have this, and which I really should change out these screws. But this is a Hot Racing center diff, and I believe this is Robinson Racing. Yes, this is Robinson Racing. For that, this is the center diff that a lot of people don't put on their slashes. I like it, and I was having a Mama Monster 2200 kV, but just a sneak preview, I am going to put the new Mama Monster X censored system in there. So slash 4x4 will be getting an upgrade very soon. So, and a new servo. Oh, I bought the Traxxas 1275X servo, so I'll be throwing that in there very soon. For me, cheaper to buy a new slash instead of fixing an old one I have now. You can fix that up and you can get more parts for it. Ivan B, fix the slash, my brother. I'm crying. I'm crying to see the slash all the way. See most of your videos. I mean, there's been a lot of videos with that slash 4x4, so it's everything upgraded with that. That thing has gone through so many modifications. It's not even funny. Elijah, how's your day been? It's been okay. You know what? I might as well cheat a little bit just to give you guys a heads up of things that I've been doing lately. Ended up getting a few pieces done to myself. As you can see, I have a whole bunch of gears on me. Motorcycle chain. There goes a shock. So things have been interesting. So so that's what I've been up to as of late. Very bored. So yeah, I've had that for a little bit. So yeah, so hopefully you guys get to see a lot of crazy stuff that happens on my channel. So hopefully this video is informative to you. Once again, I do have the part list in the description of my mini E-Revo. If you guys are good at the channel, you'll know exactly what the name of this mini E-Revo is. And you'll be able to get all the information that you need on the mini E-Revo. Like I said, this mini E-Revo will would I put paddle tires on this mini E-Revo? I believe if Proline made the paddle tires, maybe the Traxxas ones. I'm not too sure. I haven't tested them out. I've always been particular to the Proline series, especially the trenchers. So who knows? Who knows what I'm going to be doing? I mean, I do have the finances to do it, so I'm not too particular with that. Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm nowhere. For some reason, a YouTuber asked me one time. He was like, are you rich or something? And I said, if I was rich, I wouldn't be living in an apartment. So that's one major thing. I mean, you might see things like this and bracelets and stuff like that, and movie collections that go pretty high. So, but other than that, I just know how to market my money, and if this should be more of an inspiration for you guys. I mean, don't get me wrong. A lot of people came across and said to me, "Oh, it's because you do this or you do that." Look, I have a daughter who's in college right now, and you know she's rocking a brand new car that I took care of. So and we got the college thing going on and stuff like that. But it's just me. You know, uh, I don't get any support. I'm not I'm not getting anything like that. So for all the younger viewers that are out there, definitely hustle hard early for you to get stuff like that when you're older. And to a lot of the older viewers that are out there, you guys have been hustling out there to get your thing going on for the longest. I mean, there are guys out there that do some major customizations to their RCs, and a lot of them have watched my channel and love all the customizations I can do. I can't afford to fully customize everything the way I want. I mean, this project has been for years, but there's a lot of upgrades that are on this, for that. So, looking at that type of scenario, that's something you should strive to have. I'm always a believer, the person with the most toys wins, and who was ever in this hobby, definitely enjoys that. And even if you have your one RC, I started off with my one RC. Never expected myself to build this channel as much as it's been built. A lot of people do get annoyed that I only have 15,000 subscribers. I get it. A lot of people look at my channel and would think I would have 50,000 subscribers at this point, depending on people who have checked out my channel throughout the years. There are times that I don't do RCs. I mean, I would say come May, June, July, August, I don't do no RC videos. Maybe one or two. I mean, but rarely do I ever, because I concentrate mostly on motorcycle riding. And around that time, usually my daughter stays with me for, well, she's older now, but she'll hang out with me, and so I push that on the back burner and stuff like that. And I'm mostly out on the beach. And if you guys ever get the opportunity, I would like to invite a lot of people to do an RC event at the beach one day. I'll barbecue. I'll supply the food and stuff like that, and you guys bring your RC vehicles out there, or make a day of it, and just bash around. I mean, I have a gorgeous beach where I live at, so that's something that I'm trying to do, put into the works. I gotta speak to my YouTube friend, which is not even a YouTube friend, my good friend, Chris from Everyday RC, and we're gonna probably do something like that. So let me see, where are we at? Um, I'm only in middle school, but I have been into the RC for 8 years. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. You've been into the RC thing longer than I've been. Tyler Stone, what's going on? What kinds of rims are those, and what size trenchers? These are specific for the Mini E-Revo, and these are the 2.2s, but the 2.2s for the Mini E-Revo's Proline trenchers. So definitely look into that. Jermaine, Lindsay, where can I find those wheels for 110 scale E-Revo? Proline. Proline makes the trenchers. There's two types: the Proline X's and the regular Proline trenchers. And one has a higher wall, and the other one's like fatter. Let me see. Lewis LPRC. I'm almost done with my Fortec when it comes to upgrades. You got to send me that link, bro. I definitely check out YouTube channels and stuff like that. If you send me a link, I'll click into it. I'm always, a lot of times I'm waiting, for jobs to be done, and it's crazy. Um, just upgrading one RC at a time. Yeah, it's sick when you have to upgrade a whole bunch of stuff at one shot. RC Robot 2, what state are you from? I am in the beautiful state of New York. So, we've had bash events where more than, I think one time it was like 50 something people that came over there, and that was like a 2 day call. and stuff like that. And what I did was when I did the event, I started giving away T-shirts. I had a whole bunch of T-shirts made up for people that were there, and we would do contests. And every single time people filled out a form, I would have a contest done to where we pick out numbers and stuff like that. And Chris from Everyday RC filmed it, so that was definitely a cool thing to do. Uh, Chris says New York. RC Robot 2 says dang. Ivan B. I love this hobby so much. I am about to get stealth bike, stealth e-bike because oh yeah, I love being a speed demon. Yo, dude, the upgrades that I have on my R1 is insane. I mean, if you think guys think I customize this type of RCs, what do you think I'm gonna do with my R1? You know, I mean, my carbon fiber helmet is one of the lightest ones on the market. So, Lewis LPRC, I did. Elijah, do you have an armor Creighton? People have been wanting me to get an armor vehicle. I did a vote thing, and people are adamant about me getting armor. Martins, wait, uh, what's under the body? Ah, you should have been here on notifications, my friend. Went through each and every component that I have on this RC. I just put everything back on there. Phil Armstrong, 1987 to 2018, 29 years. Damn. The link is in your last video. I'll definitely check out the link. 29 years. Wow, that's a long time. Um, you know, when I got into this RC, I'll give you a quick story before I end the segment. Um, One of my good friends, his name is Tony. He used to ride crotch rockets with us all the time. He lived across the street with us, and I've said this story a few times. So people who have not heard it, bear with me. So all of a sudden, I hear, it's morning time, and it has to, oh man, it had to be November, like late November. It's freezing. I think it's like 30 something degrees outside, and then all of a sudden, I hear something going, shing, shing, shing. So I look out my window from the second floor. This was not here. This was in my old house, and I look at the window and I see my friend Tony with his RC, and I'm looking outside. I'm like, what is that? And I had no idea, you know. And I go outside, and I was like, yo, what is that? He goes, yo, that's the Traxxas slash 4x4. And I'm like, oh, oh snap, you know. I was like, let me drive it, and he goes, no, get your own. I was like, you suck. I'm trying to keep it PG because what I said to him was not you suck. And so I knew the slash 4x4 was 65 miles an hour. Hence, when I went to the hobby shop, I said, yo, what's faster than the slash? And that's how I got the Rustler. And when I got the Rustler, then I started busting them on. Then I started doing my own creations to where me, Draven and Draven 3907 and Mr. MRT Mustang started making the 100 mile per hour Rustler Club, and the rest is history. So I'll go into the last questions, and you guys, let me see. Frankie LaBelle, nice on the R1. Wait, nice on the R1 as you see with. Lost me. Nick, I'm over in Michigan, where the meteors was. Oh, okay. Jay Gill, have you ever thought of getting foam tires for speed runs? I'm one of the innovators of the foam tires for speed runs, especially the Jayco foams. If you look at my earlier videos, nothing but foam tires from everywhere. And also, I have foam tires from. I'll show you some foam tires very soon. Let me see. Chris, where are you from on Long Island? I'm from Massapequa. Oh, I'm all the way exit 68 Ridge. Ivan B, Nassau County in the house. Yeah, what's up, man? um, Let me see. Take off the body. All right. I'll do you a favor. I'll take off the body. There's not too much going on here. I was gonna kill off this video, and I'll do this really quick. Proline body, trencher wheels, RC screw kit all over the place. Dusty motor shroud, as you can see from the green, and it's basic components that are inside right now. Valenian system with a TSM, and also what I was talking about earlier is that everything will be changed out to Inch-G. And I want to do that when tax season comes in, which is coming very soon. I should get a nice, good tax return this year. And what I'm gonna do with that tax return and I'm just curious if you guys want me to do this. I'm thinking about going like now. Last time I did this, I was gonna film everything. Well, I did film fewer things, but you know, it was pretty much more of an underground thing. Going to Bike Week in Daytona Beach. Now, the last time I went to Bike Week, I went with my boy Lewis, and I went with my boy, our other friend, Zach. And when I tell you, we redlined those motorcycles most of the time on 95, especially going to Miami and out of Miami into Boynton Beach, and we ended up headed to Key West. And my boy Lewis got arrested. Well, not arrested, but like majorly ticketed because I told him not to mess around with the Florida Keys, and he did. And one of my other friends escaped. I escaped, but my boy Lewis got busted. Do I have a picture of that? Poof. I'm curious. Do I have a picture of that? Maybe on my broken phone. Yeah, possibly on my broken phone. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Hold on. I'll try to block out his face. I don't want him to get pissed off at me showing him. But when he got arrested, I just started cracking up on him because dun, 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 dun. All right. So when he got the ticket, he had this T-shirt on that said, "Are you mad, bro?" And I ended up giving him. He had the T-shirt saying "You mad, bro?" So I superimposed the cop was mad, bro. So yeah, it was pretty wild, but I think I might do a vlog, doing that. So that's primarily it. Anyway, hopefully this video was informative to you. I might pop out another video. It's 9:49. Yeah, I might pop up one more. So stay tuned. Like I said, once again, hopefully this video was informative to you. If you like the live video content that I do, definitely give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe now. I do a lot of video content where I interact with a lot of you guys out there and give you pretty much, I think I'm pretty informed with a lot of stuff that I've installed into my RCs. So I've been doing this for a little while. And hopefully you'll be able to get the knowledgeability that I've been able to give to you on this. Mini E-Revo, buy it if you want. If you want a 1/16 scale,